New York City Mayor Eric Adams is doing a total U-turn in 180 degrees. If you look at this, New York Mayor calls for the removal of criminal migrants. The overwhelming number of migrants and asylum seekers here want to work. But those small numbers are committing crimes. We need to modify the law. So if you commit a felony in violent act or whatever it is, we should be able to turn you over to ICE and have you deported. This is one of the biggest things I've ever seen, and I'm sure you guys have been hearing this on the news that New York City is kind of sick and tired of the migrant crisis, and absolutely, right? In fact, many of our people are saying that the polls are sagging, public outcry, and no wonder Eric Adams does a complete 180. He wants to change the laws because New York right now is under the pressure of 200,000 migrants. This is way more migrants than estimated, and in fact, I think if New York City took in like 3,000 to 5,000 migrants, I think everyone would have been really happy. Not to mention, New York could have also provided a lot of money to the domestic homeless population and still run many of its homeless shelters. But of course, when you take in 200,000 people, your city is basically going bankrupt. The situation is getting really bad because the poll numbers are bad. You have public outcry, like for example, in Harlem, many people are furious at Mayor Eric Adams. Many of the people in their city council says that they voted for Eric Adams, and Eric Adams has done nothing for them. Eric Adams even thought about turning a whole entire condo building into a shelter in Harlem, which eventually was stopped because so many people were mad about that. And so far, if you look at New York, hey, the rest of the New York state, they don't want to deal with whatever New York City is cooking up. Just 5 of New York's 62 counties are accepting migrants through the state's migrant relocation program, which also pays a year's rent to any migrant family that moves out of New York City. County officials are not having it. They're saying, you're the one who did it. You're a sanctuary city. We are not. And I don't blame these counties, right? It's not like these counties are mean or aggressive or anything. Well, seriously, look around. For example, Denver is doing the migrant crisis, and they're basically collapsing right now. They're already cutting hours through DMV. But when you zoom out, you have other places like Lakewood. You think Lakewood could be a sanctuary city? Just look at Lakewood. It's all small suburban houses and maybe like a hotel, gas station, and a Whole Foods. Do you really think Lakewood could take in thousands of migrants? Probably not. What about Euroa? This is literally another suburban town. There's probably like an In-N-Out. That's it. These are not big cities. Same thing that's happening with a lot of these counties. Many of these counties are not big. They don't have that many people. Do you think these counties could maintain this sort of enormous population? I don't think so. And when 5 out of 62 counties are very mad and don't want to deal with this and basically said that New York City was the one who brought it upon themselves, they're all saying you can't be shifting the blame and also the load to us. And these counties are not having it. Zero chance that they're doing anything sanctuary city related. Like I said, they just can't handle the traffic, and they don't even have enough money even for themselves, let alone to deal with the migrant crisis. New York City individuals are also very mad. You also have Jersey guys are pretty mad. Many people are saying about this toll, this congestion toll that's been talking about. It will be implemented around June, and people are all saying it's because New York's going broke. New York is spending billions of dollars on the migrant crisis, estimated $12 billion within the end of 2025. They're running out of cash, so the best way to do is just charge everyday individuals. This is going to really upset the economy of Midtown because now staffing is going to be a lot more expensive. Restaurant employees get more expensive, and just everyday workers get more expensive because every single time you cross from Jersey to Midtown Manhattan, you're paying $15. $15. I know that might not sound a lot for some of you, but let me tell you guys, $15 every single day just so you could go to work is insane. And this does not exclude police officers, teachers, nurses, doctors, or firemen. They all have to pay. Trucks will be charged between $24 and $36 depending on the size. $36 whopping dollars. That is a crazy amount. If you look at New York, one, they're not giving the citizens anything of that billions of dollars of money, and probably they're trying to recoup their losses from the crazy amount of money they spent on the migrant crisis. And look at this. You also have the soft border policy that's causing this, which, by the way, in New York City, over 100 hotels have been converted to emergency shelters at an estimated cost topping $1 billion. Seems like New York is just burning their money in a massive furnace right now. And if you look into some of the hotels in Midtown, one of them is literally charging the city $7 million whopping dollars per month just to house the migrants. In fact, many hotels are pretty happy to do this because this is money just pretty much coming out of our own pockets. So far, it's not going to look so good, right? A lot of migrants right now are being kicked out of shelters. Migrants right now are sleeping on the streets. And yes, they're getting the prepaid debit cards, but it's like a wild, wild west here. We have 200,000 people in New York City. You already have people who want to turn abandoned libraries into illegal shelters. New York is now basically lawless in terms of just having adequate housing. It's only going to get worse, guys. And Eric Adams right now, he kind of noticed his mistake. He's doing a U-turn. There's even migrant deportations already starting. But let's see what happens. New York currently is not doing so great.